Hello everyone and welcome back to Speak Like a Leader. Have you ever been in a business meeting and struggled to find the right word to express your ideas? Well, don't worry because I've got you covered. Today we'll start with 6 essential business words and build up 30 powerful terms from these essential words using what we call in English prefixes and suffixes. What are prefixes and suffixes and how do we use them to expand our vocabulary? Prefixes are a group of letters added to the beginning of a word to change its meaning, whereas suffixes are a group of letters added to the end of a word to change its meaning. Adding prefixes and suffixes can completely change the meaning of a word or form new ones. And this will allow you to create more precise and varied language for your business communications. Let's start with a base word, to organize. Now we can add some prefixes and suffixes to this word and create 5 new words. Let's take a look at them. Organizer, organization, reorganize, organizational, and disorganize. Let's see them one by one, what they mean, and a quick example. An organizer is a person or a tool in the sense of a platform that arranges or coordinates things for you. For example, we could use this word in the following sentence. The event organizer ensured everything ran smoothly during the conference. Organization. This is a simple word. Most of you probably know it. It's a structured group of people working together or the process of arranging something systematically. For example, the organization of the files made it easier to find important documents. To reorganize. Here we've added a prefix, the prefix re, which means to do something again. So whenever we put re in front of some words, it means to do something again. In this case, to arrange something again in a different way, often to improve its efficiency. For instance, after the merger, the company had to reorganize its departments. Organizational, something related to the structure or arrangement of something, especially within a company or a group. For example, the organizational skills of the team leader boosted the project's success. And word number 5, disorganize. Another prefix, the prefix dis. To disorganize means to disrupt or mess up an organized system or arrangement. For example, the sudden changes disorganized the entire workflow. Now let's see if we could use all of these 5 words in one sentence. Obviously you wouldn't put them all together because it would sound a little bit repetitive, but here's what this would look like. The organizer of the event had to reorganize the entire organization after the organizational changes caused some confusion, and unfortunately, the new plan disorganized the workflow at first. So that's how we created 5 new words from one base word. Why don't we try another example with a base word, to manage? We can create 5 new words: to micromanage, to undermanage, to mismanage, managerial, and manageable. Let's see what they mean and some examples, of course. To micromanage, this is a term we hear quite often in the work office today, is to manage or control every small detail, often in an excessive or unnecessary way. For example, the supervisor tends to micromanage the team, leaving little room for creativity and independence. To undermanage, on the other hand, is the opposite of to micromanage. This means that you fail to provide enough management or oversight. For example, the department struggled to meet deadlines because the project was undermanaged from the very start. To mismanage. When we see the prefix mis, it means that something has been done poorly or incompetently. For instance, the company went bankrupt after years of mismanaging its finances. Now let's put some suffixes, some letters at the end of the base word to manage. Managerial, anything relating to the responsibilities or tasks of a manager. For instance, she has taken on more managerial duties since her promotion to team leader. Now, if we add the suffix able, it means obviously that somebody is capable of something. So manageable is someone capable of being controlled or dealt with effectively. For example, breaking the project into smaller tasks made the workload more manageable, more able to manage. Now, if we try to put all these words into context, this is what it would look like. The new manager was criticized for her managerial style because she would micromanage small tasks, undermanage larger projects, and often mismanage resources, making the workload barely manageable for the team. Let's move on to the third base word for today, the word to negotiate. Let's add some prefixes and suffixes. You can create 5 words. The word negotiator, to renegotiate, non-negotiable, pre-negotiation, and to over-negotiate. Let's see what all of these words mean and how we can use them. A negotiator refers to a person who takes part in negotiations to resolve a dispute or reach an agreement. For example, she's an excellent negotiator known for finding win-win solutions. To renegotiate, let me remind you, the prefix re means to do something again. So to negotiate something again, often to change the terms of an agreement. For example, after new challenges arose, they decided to renegotiate the contract. Non-negotiable, this is a long word, isn't it? Non means that something cannot happen. So non-negotiable means something that is not open to negotiation or change. For instance, the deadline for submitting the project is non-negotiable. The prefix pre is very interesting as well. When put in front of words, it means before something. So a pre-negotiation is the preparation and discussion that happens before formal negotiations begin. The team conducted a pre-negotiation meeting to align on their strategy. And to over-negotiate, the prefix over means you're doing something excessively, more than necessary. So to over-negotiate means to negotiate excessively or unnecessarily, often leading to inefficiency. For example, the deal was delayed because they tried to over-negotiate every minor detail. Let's bring all these words together. The skilled negotiator carefully planned the pre-negotiation strategy to avoid having to renegotiate later, but some terms were deemed non-negotiable, and the team was warned not to over-negotiate minor details. Next up is the base word profit. This is an interesting word that by adding some prefixes and suffixes, we can get 5 interesting words to use in your daily business. Let's take a look at them. Profitable, profitability, unprofitable, profitless, and profiteer. Let's take a look at them. By adding the suffix able, let me remind you, this means that you are capable, you are able of achieving something. So profitable means able to make a profit, financially successful. The new product line was highly profitable for the company. Adding the suffix ability again means the ability of achieving something. So profitability is the ability of a company or business to generate profit. This is how you would use it. The company's profitability increased after implementing cost-saving strategies. Here's a word that we have added a prefix and a suffix. So the prefix is un and the suffix is able. So unprofitable is not producing a profit, financially unsuccessful. The venture turned out to be unprofitable due to low sales. Profitless. Profitless means without profit or not earning money. The company struggled with profitless quarters before finally recovering. And a profiteer refers to a person who makes excessive profits, often in unethical ways. The government imposed a tax on the profiteers, on these very wealthy people, during the economic crisis. Here's how these 5 words would work together in context. While the company remained profitable overall, concerns about its declining profitability arose after several unprofitable ventures, one of which turned out to be completely profitless, prompting accusations that a profiteer had exploited the situation for personal gain. Base word number 5 is the word market. Look at 5 interesting words that we can build. Marketeer, marketization, marketable, remarketing, and marketplace. Let's break them down. A marketeer, as you must have realized by now, whenever you add the prefix EER at the end of a word, it always refers to a person. So a marketeer is a person involved in the business of promoting and selling products or services. For example, the marketeer focused on targeting younger demographics through social media. Marketization, this suffix refers to a process, the process of introducing competitive market principles into a sector or industry that was previously regulated or state-controlled. Let's look at an example. The marketization of healthcare has sparked debates about balancing cost efficiency with quality patient care. Marketable, something that is suitable for sale or easy to sell in the market. For example, the new product design is highly marketable and appealing to consumers. Remarketing, to market something again, the process of targeting previous customers with additional offers. The company used remarketing strategies to increase its repeat customers. And a marketplace is a place where you can market your products or services, a physical or digital platform where goods and services are bought and sold. For instance, the rise of e-commerce has transformed the global marketplace, making it more accessible to small businesses. Let's put all 5 words into context. A skilled marketeer understands that effective remarketing strategies can transform a product into something more marketable, especially in a competitive marketplace where marketization has introduced more challenges and opportunities. And let's move on to our last base word for today, the word to transform. Adding prefixes and suffixes, we get 5 interesting words. Let's take a look at them. Transformation, transformative, retransformation, over-transformation, and transformability. Transformation is a significant change in form, structure, or nature. For example, the digital transformation of the company allowed it to remain competitive in the tech-driven market. Transformative is having the ability to cause a significant or fundamental change. For instance, the CEO's transformative leadership completely reshaped the company's culture and vision. Retransformation is the process of undergoing transformation again, often to address new challenges or opportunities. This is how we would use it. After facing a second market downturn, the organization began a retransformation to streamline operations. Over-transformation is excessive or unnecessary transformation that can lead to inefficiency or confusion. So this is a negative word. For instance, the constant restructuring of departments led to over-transformation, leaving employees unsure of their roles. And transformability is the ability, the capacity to undergo transformation. For example, the transformability of the business model ensured that the company could adapt quickly to emerging trends. Now, putting all these words into context will be a little bit tricky, but let's take a look at it. The company's transformability allowed it to adapt quickly to market demands, undergoing a major transformation led by transformative strategies. But concerns about over-transformation arose after a costly retransformation effort to correct previous changes. Now, why don't we take a few minutes to practice some of these words? Why don't we look at this example where we have to find some words? How would we call a person who arranges things, who organizes things? He's an organizer, good. What about the ability to make money? Profitability, yes. A process of discussing something to reach an agreement. This is a base word. Do you remember which base word it is? Negotiation, good. A person who sells products or services. Let me remind you, for a person, you need to add the suffix EER. So a person who sells products or services is a marketeer. Very good. What about when you cannot negotiate something? How do we call that word? It's non-negotiable. Very good. Let's do one more fill in the gaps exercise. So we have some base words in bold, and we have to create words from the same family to build them up. For example, the something department improved the company's marketing strategy. Your base word is market. How are we going to build this word? The marketing department. Very good. Let's go to the next one. They had to something the agreement after new regulations were introduced. So they had to negotiate again. What's the prefix we put for again? To renegotiate the agreement. Yes. Number 3. The something for the product is high due to strong demand. The profit, put a suffix at the end. What suffix would we put? The profitability. Good. Number 4. Her something skills help the company grow rapidly. What kind of skills did she have? Organizational skills. Good. And the last one, the company's efforts were successful, increasing brand awareness. What kind of efforts? So they wanted to market their products to their customers again. Their remarketing efforts were successful. Very good. That was excellent. So today we explored 30 powerful business words by taking 6 essential words and expanding them into prefixes and suffixes. You can now use these variations to sound more professional and confident in your business meetings. But remember, the more varied and precise your language, the more effective your communication will be. So I leave you today with this last thought. Which word will you use in your next business meeting?